they have seen other fashion weeks before us. We are closing the season, and we're owning it because obviously every fashion week is very different. And we pride ourselves in the fact that we are rooted in the African roots. And that is the story that we want people to come. The gala dinner specifically is to celebrate not only the achievement. We will have one person who has actually been in the industry for 20 years. And a lot of times, we don't celebrate each other. And this is a platform not only to showcase, but to celebrate women. Yeah. It's interesting actually that we've put out ads across, let's say, the continent, because anyone could actually apply. The interesting part is that it's always women at the forefront. Even last season, we only had a whole 8 women collection. Right. This year, we literally had to find a man and say, please come into this African Fashion Week, and actually, because we actually just felt like, oh my gosh, where are the men? But at the same time, I actually feel like perhaps this is exactly what God also intended for us women and the youth to find our own platform where we can actually showcase what we want to do without having the noise from other, let's say, call it fashion weeks or any other platform for that matter, to create and narrate our own stories based on our Africanism.
Fashion back on the international map, visibility for the whole continent actually has been thriving more and more, but South Africa's had a head start with the fashion industry, because even one of the reasons why I decided to move to South Africa and study here 22 years ago was because of what was happening in the industry here that was not happening anywhere else on the continent. The stone cherries, the sun goddesses, the Mayan fuslas. I was fascinated, and the industry was so undefined at the time. Where you go to Paris, you expect Parisian designers. You go to Italy, you know what you're going to get. But South Africa was so new and so exciting, and the world was looking. And then the rest of the continent took cue from us and built up their industry and used us as the DNA here on this continent of how they're going to build out their industries. And over the years, they've even surpassed us. So it's like, we need to get our stake back, stake back on this continent as the leaders within the fashion industry. So that's one of the reasons why African Fashion Week is starting here in Joburg. Financial hub, creative source, We are the source of cultural intelligence continentally and internationally as Africans. So we're hoping this platform is really going to reopen those business channels for the brands that are here, so that we're not just selling within our own communities, but selling globally even.
And just to reiterate, the reason why we are African Fashion Week is also because we've got a brand showcasing all the way from Botswana. So that means we are really open to the continent, and it reflects in the naming that we actually put out there. Because we don't want to just, do this in South Africa. We want to get to a point where we go maybe to Tanzania, to Lagos, to Ghana at some point, and actually find talent in the African continent as well.